Have you ever heard of a child so beautiful, so pure-hearted, so full of light, that his own brothers plotted to get rid of him simply because he was loved more? This is not fiction. This is the true and divinely revealed story of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, the most beautiful man to ever walk the earth, and the bearer of a journey from the bottom of a dark well to the throne of a mighty kingdom. This is the best of stories, as Allah Himself described it in the Quran. It begins in the land of Canaan, where a wise old prophet, Jacob, raised his sons, among whom Yusuf was the youngest and dearest. Little Yusuf once came to his father and shared a dream that would change everything. "O my father," he said, "I saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon, prostrating to me." Yaqub was stunned. He recognized the dream's deep meaning and warned Yusuf, "Do not share this dream with your brothers, lest they plot against you, for Shaitan is a clear enemy to mankind." But the seed of jealousy had already rooted in their hearts. The brothers, angered by their father's deep love for Yusuf, whispered among themselves, "Kill him or cast him away, and our father's favor will return to us." They eventually chose to throw him into a well. They came to Yaqub with smiles and deception, asking permission to take Yusuf out for a day of fun. Though hesitant, Yaqub reluctantly agreed, fearing that a wolf might devour him, unaware that a much darker fate awaited his beloved son. When they reached the wilderness, they turned cruel. They tore Yusuf from his shirt and hurled him into a deep, dark well. His cries echoed in the emptiness, while above, his brothers discussed how to lie about it. They slaughtered a goat, smeared his shirt with its blood, and returned weeping, claiming a wolf had devoured him. Yaqub, though heartbroken, knew in his heart that something was not right. Meanwhile, in the lonely pit, young Yusuf shivered in fear and sorrow, but his heart turned to Allah, and Allah never leaves His servants alone. A caravan passed by and sent a man to draw water. The man pulled up his bucket and was astonished to find a beautiful child inside. "What good news!" he exclaimed. They took Yusuf to Egypt and sold him for a few silver coins, unaware they had just sold a prophet. In Egypt, Yusuf was bought by a nobleman, the Aziz, who told his wife, "Take care of him. He may benefit us, or we may adopt him as a son." Yusuf grew up in the Aziz's house, radiant in beauty, wisdom, and dignity. But trials were not yet over. The Aziz's wife, Zuleha, became obsessed with him. She attempted to seduce him, locking doors and saying, "Come to me." But Yusuf replied, "I seek refuge in Allah." He ran from her, and in her attempt to catch him, she tore his shirt from the back. When the Aziz entered, she accused Yusuf of wrongdoing, but a witness among her own people pointed out the torn shirt. If it is torn from the front, then she tells the truth, but if torn from the back, then he is truthful. The truth was revealed. Yusuf was innocent. Still, rumors spread. Women in the city whispered about Zuleha. To silence them, she invited them to a banquet, gave them fruit and knives, and then summoned Yusuf. When he entered, they gasped and cut their own hands, saying, "This is no human. This is a noble angel." But Zuleha still pursued him, and again Yusuf turned to Allah in desperation, saying, "O my Lord, prison is more beloved to me than what they invite me to." Allah heard his prayer. Yusuf was imprisoned, falsely accused yet again. But even in prison, Yusuf's light shone. 2 fellow prisoners came to him with dreams, and Yusuf not only interpreted them, but called them to the worship of Allah alone. One was to be freed and return to serve the king. Yusuf told him, "Mention me to your master." But the man forgot, and Yusuf remained in prison for years. Then one night, the king had a strange dream. 7 fat cows being devoured by 7 lean ones, and 7 green ears of grain, and 7 dry. No one could interpret it. The freed prisoner finally remembered Yusuf and told the king.
Yusuf interpreted the dream as a divine message. 7 years of abundance would come, followed by 7 years of drought, and then a year of rain and relief. The king was amazed. He ordered Yusuf's release, but Yusuf refused to leave until the truth of his past was revealed. The women were summoned. One by one they confessed, "We found no evil in him." Even Zuleha admitted, "I sought to seduce him. He is truly among the truthful." With his innocence confirmed, Yusuf stepped out of prison with honor. The king appointed him as the treasurer of Egypt. The years of abundance came, and Yusuf stored grain wisely. Then came the famine. Back in Canaan, Yaqub and his sons suffered. They came to Egypt to seek food, not knowing the man they stood before was their long-lost brother. Yusuf recognized them, but concealed his identity. He gave them food and asked them to bring their younger brother, Binyamin, next time. When they returned with Binyamin, Yusuf kept him with him under a divine plan. The brothers were distraught. Upon returning, they begged Yaqub for forgiveness. He, still weeping for Yusuf, had lost his sight from sorrow. Finally, when they came again, Yusuf revealed himself. "I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has been gracious to us." The brothers trembled in shame and fear, but Yusuf, noble as ever, said, "No blame will be upon you today. May Allah forgive you." He sent his shirt with them, saying, "Place it on my father's face. His sight will return." As soon as Yaqub smelled Yusuf's scent, his eyes lit up. He wept tears of joy and set out for Egypt with his family. At last the family reunited. Yusuf rose to welcome them. He seated his parents upon the throne, and his brothers bowed before him, fulfilling the dream of his childhood. Yusuf then raised his hands and prayed, "My Lord, you have given me authority and taught me the interpretation of dreams. Creator of the heavens and earth, you are my guardian in this world and the hereafter. Cause me to die a Muslim and join me with the righteous." From a lonely well to a royal palace, from betrayal to forgiveness, Yusuf's journey is one of the greatest lessons in divine wisdom, patience, purity, and the everlasting mercy of Allah. His story is not just history, it is a light for those who suffer, a hope for those in darkness, and a reminder that every hardship brings ease, and every tear can lead to a throne. If this incredible story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more timeless, soulful Islamic stories that awaken the faith and soften the heart.